There's always a raison for it having a saison.
Oh,
What was
Ooh,
that?
ended up
Was
being a
that
ding. That's
anytime you
perfect.
drink it?
That's from the bottle.
That's a
that you
commercial.
ever,
Because you know, guys, it's that time of the saison. Aw, don't it doesn't even ding. Come on.
uh,
How did I do this?
That was a one-off.
that was a one-off, but
No.
that's close. You
This
almost
thing's
made like our, bad joke gong sound effect.
yeah.
It's because of the adult beverages are poured, the kids are asleep. It's time for New Dad Gaming, a show about fatherhood, gaming, and new fathers figuring out their gaming lives. My name is Trevor, and I have a 1-year-old.
My name is Gavin. I have a 10-month-old.
And I'm Jeff. I got a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old.
Man, at the top, as I say that, at the top, I was at the park, and my kid's running around, their kid's running around, cute. She's, oh, how old? How old? I'm like, oh, a year. I think I said a year and a bit. Because we've discussed at length, like, I'm not doing like the 14, 16, 28-month thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So hold, oh, a year and a bit, a year and a month. I said, like, how about yourself? She's like, 13 months. I'm like,
Oh, there you go.
hmm.
Started.
But she said it with this salt on top of it.
Eh,
Like, why didn't you say 13 months? Oh, 13 months. I'm like,
my comeback
ooh.
would have been like, I'm sorry, how many weeks is that?
Oh God.
How many,
Lunar
how many
cycles.
days are we talking?
Yeah.
Oh, but anyways, funny. So that's how I initially took it. Funny stories it ended up being because my son's walking, just stomping around, and her kid isn't.
Mm.
So it was this salt because, and not directed at me, but just kind of like a exasperation. It's like, oh, there's another 1-year-old who's walking, and my guy's not. Damn. So it was
That's when you put
that
sunglasses
initial
on your
reaction.
kid. Just like put sunglasses on your kid and go deal with it, and kid just run off.
See, I know that pain. Like my son didn't walk until he was 18 months. But he would crawl everywhere. He just didn't care about walking. He just smudged his butt across the floor and he was happy with it. He didn't care. But we made fun of it. Like we weren't, salty about it. Oh, your kid can walk well, la di
Yeah.
da. Like
If it hit 18,
Punch, like it just like hits him.
yeah.
Oh, but I much prefer the story where she's super pissed off at me for not saying how many months.
Sorry, a year and a half. Maybe I shouldn't say 18 months.
ooh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, just
What are you doing?
right, yeah, right. How dare you? I'm angry.
Breaking the house rule here, man.
He's kicked off the podcast.
That's it.
Dad 1 and 2. So, gentlemen, how was your week in gaming and fatherhood?
Jeff?
So Gavin did not have a week.
I spent okay, fine. Here, I had a very nice week in fatherhood. Not much by way of gaming because I was at a cottage in the middle of nowhere,
That's the
and
game of life.
it was wonderful. I didn't see the internet for like 5 days. I didn't touch anything electronic except for a barbecue lighter. Um, yeah, it was just really, really nice. Actually, yeah, barbecue lighter's not even electronic. Microwave, maybe. Yeah. But yeah, no, it was quiet. Baby ate her first fistful of sand, learned how to climb stairs, and
Learned how to fall downstairs.
yeah, yeah.
And
Um, yeah, no, it was really, really fun. The other thing that she did that was really adorable actually is there was these curtains at the cottage, and that's where she discovered how to play peekaboo, but be the peekaboo-er.
oh,
So she was like pulling the curtains over her face, and then she'd reveal herself and give a goofy smile, and then she'd hide again, and reveal herself and give a goofy smile, and she'd have to be doing that, and that was pretty fun. That was goofy. And it's just kind of starting to see like this personality develop of just this like silly little goofball. But yeah, no, it was a really nice, nice quiet little cottage, and instead of gaming, I got to do some solid reading. I was working away at Anthony Bourdain's Kitchen Confidential, which is a really great read, especially anybody who's even dipped their toe in the food service industry. It's gonna bring a flood of memories back, especially whenever he mentions grease traps or things like that.
Oh
Um,
God. I'm not sure I
as
want to
far
read
as
it.
some gaming I have been doing is Doom.
Doom, got
Oh
into it.
yeah.
I picked it up. I love it. I love it so hard. It's so good. Oh my god, it's so good. Can't praise it enough. The level increments and the checkpoint systems are fantastic for naps. Like, if you gotta pause, like you never really lose much progress when you die. When you do die, it feels like you did something wrong, not that the game was broken. It's never that good. But I shot him. It's like, no, no, that was me. I failed.
That's on me.
Do this again. Um, just it's a power trip in pixel form. Like it's just super awesome, great. And the secrets, hunting for secrets, is addictive as all get out. It's just a fantastic game. I really, really dig it. It's the most fun I've had with a shooter in a long time. Uh, the sense of movement and stuff is great. You really feel like you have to close the distance on your enemy, which is hard to do in a shooter because a lot of times you want to just revert to hanging back in cover and like, taking pot shots from a distance. But this game really, you'll die if you do that. So it's all about just move and shoot and move and shoot and move and shoot.
That sounds like that's incredible that it's sessionable too, as far as
Yeah.
quick bursts in between naps or sleeping. That's fantastic.
Yeah, you can get a lot of progress in a very short amount of time. Um, I'm playing on like a medium-ish difficulty setting, so it's enough to be challenging for me. I've died quite a few times, but even then, like within the mission itself, like within a level, there's like these other little side challenge missions where you have to like shoot so many demons with a certain gun in a certain span of time or something like that. And they're just little like trick sessions, but sometimes those, if you find one of those, you can play that, and just achieving that in the span of a nap time has such a sense of reward. It's like beating a level in Battletoads, kind of like challenge. Um,
God.
yeah, I know. Cold sweats from that one.
Well, gamers always cringe as soon as you say Battletoads. Like,
Oh,
oh, that game.
so horrible.
It's literally the non-flashbacks of the NES era. Goddamn crows. Goddamn crows. Scissor crows. I hate the scissor.
Thanks, man. So so camping, real man stuff, and Doom. That sounds like a fantastic update.
Yeah, I grew a beard by accident.
God, this shirt's so hot. Where did this chest hair come from?
Oh my God.
Follicles galore. And then yeah, capped it all off with a wedding with a very generous open bar and really fun DJ. And first time I've ever seen Die Antwoord played at a wedding, which was
Wow.
pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But no, it was a really good time. I always like a wedding that's just a solid party with good people. They didn't take it too seriously, but they took it. They gave it the sort of respect that the day deserves, but also just had fun with it, and it was great. It's a good time. But yeah, Jeff,
Nice.
how about you?
My weekend was kind of, well, it was spent here. Um, we had the kids out in the neighbor's backyard trying to enjoy some water. It was again hot and humid here. And we're also preparing for the last week of school, which
Mm.
is horrifying because he goes into too much of camps. So
I was gonna ask, like, horrifying because you have to deal with them now. Like, what's
no. But it's like we
Oh God, dear God, no.
it's
those
really-
babies? No.
it's really just the money to put them into camp. You're just like, oh, great, this is gonna be fun.
That's like That's 6 games.
Yeah, exactly. Let's measure in video games. Let's say you owe me this one, and a console. So, but no, we're just preparing them for the
Give 'em
last.
sticks and put them in the backyard for
I
fun.
should just unsupervised too,
Yeah.
just like maybe a webcam on them or something.
Yeah.
I could just watch them.
Like, here's $50, a stick, and a bicycle. September.
Don't get arrested. Here you go.
Get arrested.
Bye.
My real son would be able to survive. So
It's like a trial. It's like
Yeah.
if you want to inherit all of these
a
games,
trial.
you must prove your worth.
It's the bourbon trial.
Here's your brother too. Okay, let's sort it out.
Yeah, you only half pass if you come back without them.
Yeah. But no, we're just
Pass.
we're gathering stuff for the last week and just preparing him for that for his graduation to grade 1. So we will sit down, and talk with him, say, you're not going to get much help next year. Now it's all on you. Here's the start of the real world. Get at her.
Oh man, are they doing the whole ceremony with like the
No,
caps?
they aren't. No, but I know friends that they are. Their SK is doing a ceremony, like a graduation, a full on like with the hat and the diploma, well, certificate.
Is it
Can you
a
opt
grand?
out of that? Can you just not have your kid do it?
I don't know. Our school is not doing it, probably because they realize it's kind of ridiculous. But
Kinda.
well, it is.
It's like what kid fails kindergarten?
Nobody.
Like so like what's the there's
It's
no
participation. It's a participation award. It's your
look, Daryl, you did your best, little man, but like your finger painting just was garbage.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say. You will not pass.
You kept confusing blue with purple. I'm sorry.
You ate your weight in glue 3 times over. Maybe try it again.
Budget concern. We're gonna have to keep you back.
Yeah.
Look, Darren, look, you are 25 years old. We can't keep doing this. You have to graduate kindergarten. Please take this seriously, sir.
Not gonna happen. But yeah, so that was it for really fatherhood. For gaming, I think we'll get into it later, but I participated in the Steam summer sale.
Oh yeah.
I'm a sucker. Trev, what about you?
Yeah. So the downloaded. It's a game that's kicked around for a while. Don't Starve, but it had a sale and it was for mobile. And it's man, does it ever sit so nicely on your phone? As far as being able to just like kind of pick it up and do a round of it, because you die in this thing all the time. It is.
Yeah.
Jeez, I died so many times. And there's no real ramp up. Like it just kind of.
It throws you in there.
Yeah, we're speaking like this is basically like I'm your kid in the woods after you've dropped them off for the summer. I'm just.
This is like camp. Okay, go.
So I was like, so you're starting to just gather things. You're starting to like try to desperately survive, and I had fires go out and just like dead. I accidentally attacked a village of pigs who all came and killed me. Like it was just. So it's alright, but it was great because I had a couple long subway rides and pull out the phone, like just a quick little mobile thing, fail, lose, and get off the subway where we go. So it was a great little title, especially on mobile. I think.
Yeah, that's interesting on mobile because I have it on console and it's not the greatest. Like I popped in and hopped out pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've seen it. I've known about it forever on console, and it's just like I don't know that I could. Like I'd want to bother. There's so much other big interesting stuff on console, but as a time waster and the way it's set up, as far as like quick dabs or like you can have relatively quick sessions or continue if you have a good game going. Like I was pretty impressed with that. See, otherwise just did the same. Still in Overwatch, still having a blast with that. Dipped into Street Fighter a little bit. They have the big update coming for the end of this month. The full campaign mode that was missing, as well as a couple extra characters coming out. I'm still at 0 points. Like I have. Every time you win an online match against someone, you get points. I've lost all of my points. And the thing that I imagine is that they keep putting me up against even guys, like there's certain leagues. So 0 is nothing. Then you get to bronze, gold, platinum, and I think there's even diamond. But I'm sitting there and I keep getting these like gold guys. I got a platinum guy once and a bunch of bronzes, and it's just like, this is a waste of time for everybody. Like I feel bad for this guy because he's got to deal with me because I'm awful. Like this isn't going to be good for him. It's going to be a joke, right?
He has to deal with the button masher. He's like, oh, come on.
Man, I'm trying to do stuff. I'm terrible at it. I should just button mash at that point. But I'm talking like I'm literally feeling bad for that guy because that's unfair. Just like what a waste. And because of the structure, he gets incredibly few points to beat me. Whereas if I beat him, like I've hit the lottery. But I mean that's never happened. But
one day they'll just let you.
Just stands there.
Just mercy. Here you go. Like have some points, you poor vessel.
Somehow you suicide yourself. I don't know how this happened.
But I'm looking forward to the story update because it'll be fun to just be able to play through something like it more as a game on its own as opposed to just the one-on-one competition. So that'll be a blast. Yeah, I'm trying to think about. I don't think I've bought anything on Steam sale yet.
I've been
Lucky.
eyeing up Firewatch.
Oh
Ooh.
yeah,
Yeah, I was tempted about that one. Have you dived in again? Like it looks phenomenal.
I haven't tried it at all yet.
Hmm.
That's why I'm eyeing it up.
So you said you did, or you're going to?
I'm going to. Like,
Going
I'm
to.
pretty sure I'm going to. I don't know. But I also kind of want it for the console, just because bigger TV, kind of kick back and enjoy it. It's probably one that I could play with like Lindsay nearby because it's very narrative heavy. It could be kind of like a choose your own adventure sort of thing with her. So buying it through Steam, like yeah, there's a sale, but are there aspects of the experience that I'm not going to get by doing it that way that I would get by playing it on the console? So yeah. Yeah, I'm also considering sometime in, I don't know, maybe the next year or so, I want to get the Steam Link for being able to play that library on a larger screen or something like that.
Yeah. Does that not just work with like it doesn't stream from a piece like a gaming PC in the same house, or is it
Yeah.
just streaming games from Steam? Okay.
No,
From
from your PC. So like
okay.
you have a PC on the Wi-Fi network that it's attached to, it will automatically like kind of just see that that computer's running and be like, okay, and it'll link up. It's funny actually, Steam will do it between multiple computers too. Like if I boot up my Microsoft Surface and my desktop PC's running, and they're both have Steam open, I can run, I can stream games to the Surface from the desktop, so I can use its dedicated video to run. At least I think that's what happened. I don't know. That was a while ago.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's I have something similar in my house. That is how if you have two computers in the same place with Steam,
Yeah.
they'll be able to run. And in fact, like for um, I have a Mac as well as my gaming PC, and even on the Mac, it'll stream the games from the
Oh, so that's how Jeff can play his games on the Mac.
yeah. So
Just
dear poor Jeff with his Mac, and he
yes.
wanting to game and just
See, you know what? Like, it just takes a little more time to get it to work. That's all.
so what do you walk us through what you've been going through there on using your Mac computer?
So on the Steam sale, I bought Skyrim because not the Legendary Edition, which is crappy from Bethesda. They jacked the price because in October you can get the remastered version for free if you get the Legendary version. So they put up the price. Anyway, got the base game for like $5 or $10, I think it is Canadian. I primarily got it because I got a nice new Mac now. Probably have the hardware to run it. It has no loading in it because I had a PS3 version and it was just loading everywhere. Like you walk into a house, it would load. You walk out of a house, it loads. It's just I couldn't deal with it. So, in order to get it to work, I had to use an emulator which is called Wine, and so each game comes with its own wrapper. So you get a Wine wrapper. The problem comes in because Steam has all its games through its own DRM, right? So you have to wrap Steam, so you have to get Steam to work within a Mac environment, pretend it's a PC, load that, and then launch Skyrim from there. There's all sorts of problems with that function. So I spent a good, 2 hours trying to figure it out, going over forums and like, because it's all community supported. There is a version where you can just buy and it works, but it's like a subscription based. It's called Crossover. It's like $60 a year or something. But I'm pretty cheap. I'm a dad. I'm not gonna care. So
It's diaper money, son.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I spent the time, got it to work. Finally got it to work. But in order,
So instead of spending the money, I just neglected my kid for 4 hours.
yeah, exactly. It's hard earned work. It made it that much better, that much sweet when it finally booted up. Because there's all sorts of problems, not only with the wrapper, but because I have the newest Mac, the resolution on it is like it's unsupported or it doesn't recognize it or whatever. So I'm trying to run it in like a window mode and that wouldn't work, and then like full screen, and then I'm just choosing resolutions left, right, and center, trying to get it to snap in. Eventually it did. So I will report that Skyrim is working perfectly.
It's just like with what time will you play that game? It's just like
No, I won't have any time, but it was like
it's
a
100
vendetta.
hours at least.
you spent all your Skyrim time getting it to work.
I did. because and I still have Witcher, right? So I have to commit myself to that story before I get into like a whole other literary novel of Skyrim. So I will eventually play it, but I had to get it to work because it was just eating at me that it wasn't working, and I was like, why isn't it
You know what's
doing it? So,
hilarious is like the problem probably would have been patched out by the time you get
oh,
around to playing
probably,
it.
yeah,
Like by
yeah.
the time you get around to playing it, there's probably like some patch, and I bet you the patch is gonna mess up everything that you did to get it to work. You'll
No,
have to
don't talk like
uninstall.
that.
No, 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 no. That's not how it goes.
What's worse is if in the fall with a remastered version, if they just announce a Mac port, they're like, oh yeah, here's your official port. It's kind of a
That's on Mac, so it costs like $1,000.
yeah. Here
It's
you
so
go. Oh, great, thanks. Awesome.
uh,
I know it's working.
you know.
All
That's
right.
about it.
Yeah. So some. Sorry. You also. One more. I noticed from the show notes you mentioned you also bought Age of Empires 2.
Oh yeah, come on. Who hasn't played that game?
I've never played that game.
Oh,
I haven't played that game.
oh
Oh,
my
jeez,
god.
for 2.
Oh, best strategy game
Who hasn't? Well, the vast
of
majority
all
of new
time.
dads apparently.
No, you need to play it. It's $3. I encourage you to play it.
All
Three
right. Sure.
bucks. $3.
I don't know. It's just strategy games has
It's
never.
good. It's no, but it's like you work your way up from the Stone Age to. It's kind of like you've played
Yeah.
Civilization, right?
I'll say like I've played a thing akin to that as far. I think yeah, something like civilization, and then like you start
Yeah,
as cavemen, and then you.
yeah. You evolve into like the Bronze Age and whatever, so you
Yeah.
end up being better than your enemies if you can evolve fast enough and create walls. Maybe the other guy doesn't have walls, and anyway, it's awesome. You need to buy it. It's great. I can't believe you haven't played it. Oh.
Could try that as like yeah, it might be a new dad challenge this week. See if I can't
Age
put
of
in an hour.
Empires. Oh,
Maybe it's my jam. I'll tell you what. For $3, I'll take that on as a challenge.
it's $3, yeah.
I will play
$3.
that and report back next week.
Nice. You'll be hooked.
Yeah, best experience of my life. I don't play any of the game. So Trev, what you play? Welcome to New Dad Gaming, episode 85. Trev, what'd you play this week? Age of Empires 2. Jeff is right. Abandon all hope. Best game ever.
On the top of the leaderboard. I'm good.
I'm
So
so much
we,
better at this than Street Fighter.
I do two things. I lose at Street Fighter, and I play.
And I win at Age of Empires.
The yeah, so I mean, so I wrote down some items, and I'd like you guys to like call things out as well. Like if you've seen good games that you would suggest people buy in the Steam sale. One that stuck out to me was a game I'd bought on a recommendation from a YouTuber, Dust and Elysian Tale.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I don't know if you guys have seen or played that one.
Apparently that was made by one person.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, and
It's insane.
it's hand drawn. It's beautiful. Just an absolutely gorgeous 2D sprite, like hand drawn thing. Combat is fantastic. Feels so meaty as far as like the combos that you can go in between. Like excellent story, beautiful music. Like it phenomenal little. It's not necessarily little. There's a lot to it, but I say little as far as it's not overreaching. It's not like and here's the online multiplayer and here's chaos mode or whatever. It's just it gets in, you learn the mechanics, you go through the story, which is an excellent one, and you beat it. Like fantastic, excellent game if you get a chance.
Yep.
I saw Undertale for sale.
Great game.
That one I hadn't played, and that one I was interested in because I've heard so much on it.
It's
so
funny.
would
It's
you
funny.
two dads suggest it?
I haven't had a chance to check it out either, but I've heard really good things about it. But yeah, I haven't really dipped my toe in it yet.
I would purchase as just a quick. It's an easy game to get into and get out of. Like again, so like a session thing, but it's got a lot of good, like weird jokes, and then each mini game and boss or enemy is kind of making fun of itself. So it's kind of poking fun at the whole genre, among other games. It's a great kind of. There's one I won't spoil it, but there's a character that's
But
called
it's
Papyrus, and his font changes to Papyrus when he talks. It's hilarious. Like just stuff like that where if you don't know already, it's just really funny as a like artist illustrator.
I was gonna say like you, the designer, might notice, might get that inside joke. I'm not so sure.
Well,
That, that that's pretty hilarious.
the other guy talks in Comic Sans, so you can only imagine the dialogue back and forth.
Oh
It's
God.
so funny. It's not really in depth. It'll probably take you, 10 hours to complete or whatever, 10, 15.
Dude, that's like 4 weeks dad time.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd be curious to try that one out. So I also saw Far Cry 3 and 4. I've never played a Far Cry game.
Really?
Uh,
Even with your beast of a machine, come on.
They are they're fun. 3 was cool with the tropical setting. 4, that whole Nepal thing was pretty neat. Honestly, though, my favorite Far Cry game is Far Cry 2.
hmm.
Blood Dragon.
But, oh yes, Blood Dragon as well. But Far Cry 2 was I like that one because it was very punishing. Probably talked about this in the past. I can't remember, but I'll talk about it again. Yeah, like your weapons would rust and break in your hands while you're in the middle of a fight,
Oh, I
and
hate
like this,
that mechanic.
you'll. It's actually closer to the how like the bottom falling out of everything sensation you get as a dad, where you're like, this can't possibly get worse, and then they puke. That sort of sense. So it's like you're getting shot at by like a whole group of people, and then you're like, this can't get any worse, and then your gun breaks and you get malaria, and just that sense. Like there was something really fun about that game that I haven't really seen in the other ones. The other ones are great and they're very, you feel very predatorial and very powerful, but there's less of those moments of like, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, everything's going wrong. And then if you're able to survive one of those everything's gone wrong moments, that made the second game so amazing. Um, then there was times where I would just die because the game was broken sometimes. I actually
That
got
is a
locked in
bizarre.
this. I
I'm gonna
got
say
locked
this
in
is
the
a
safe.
bizarre endorsement of this
Yeah.
game.
But no, Far Cry 3 was fun. Main character was a little too dude bro-ish for my
Hmm.
taste. The fourth one was really great. The villains in both of them were very interesting.
Did you
Um,
did you hear about the secret way to beat
Yeah.
Far Cry 4?
Yeah. At the dinner table or whatever.
Yeah.
You
So
just
there's
wait
a
him out.
oh
yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so like for those who don't know, like that is so fantastic. Where yeah, the main evil guy says, "Okay, I need you wait here 10 minutes. I'll be right back," and he goes off. And classic. It's like this is how you move. This is where you go. But if you if you just wait 10 minutes, he comes back and everything ends. It's just like that's perfect.
Like somebody following direction, they're like, "This is it. This is the game."
Oh, that's like that is so perfect. That's such a great little Easter egg. That's
Yep.
genius. So I
It's like
saw
nobody waits.
No. Let's go blow stuff up.
Yep.
So I saw with so I saw which so this will be a question for both of you because then I saw that Witcher 3 came on sale and
Oh,
Jeff
kiss my
gave
life goodbye. No way.
I was gonna say like with the way the torment that you're going through, would you still recommend to pick it up?
You got to be very careful as a dad. So put it that way. It is a great game. It looks amazing. I'm sure on PC it would be even better.
So it's people should, but you should not.
Yeah, yes. Dads in general have to no, like it's a very involved game, and it's not session friendly. Like you'll either be stuck with it for a few hours and forget about your kid, or you'll tend to your kid, come back and be like, "What was I doing? I have no idea where I'm going."
Mm.
So I wouldn't be careful.
Yeah, and then Gavin, for you, it was Just Cause 3. Was also saw that it was on sale. Would you recommend that one? Yeah, that kind of dropped off strangely. Like all of a sudden you stopped talking about it.
I beat it.
Well, you just
Oh yeah?
Yeah, yeah. No, I
no
finished it. It was.
no
It
open
was
world, but it's
good.
an open world. You just like zip around. Like you
Well, I
didn't
finished the
draw back.
story.
Yeah, but I mean
I
that
beat.
open world didn't draw you back just to kick around, have a good time.
Not yet. Not. It didn't have the same. Didn't resonate with me as much as the second one did.
Hmm.
I found the second one just had a better feel to it. I don't know why. I can't put my finger on it. When I finally do figure it out, I'll let you know. There was something about the third one that was just. I guess it was like the little things, like not being able to sprint or dodge out of the way of bullets and stuff. Um, like I felt the wingsuit reliance was really heavy. Um, And yeah, it was just I think it was just something about the way that the character moved that just didn't quite feel as cool. There was other aspects too, like in the second one when you're car surfing, you could climb all around the car. Like you climb down on the front, you can climb over onto the back, you can climb onto the side. You could do all these things that would help you kind of pull some really cool stunts, like hang out the side of an enemy's jeep as it's driving down the road, and then shoot the tires out of the one that's following you and watch it flip over top of you. And you could just do that randomly. And in the third one, you kind of lost some of that stuff. You got a wingsuit, that was great, but you lost some of the other stuff. So it it has its pros, it has its cons. If you find it for a good price, things blow up really nice. Um, and it's a fun little venture into an action movie. Like it is on its own, it's a great game, and I probably would have enjoyed it a lot more had I never played the second one. But the second
Mhm.
one raised the bar really high for me for that franchise, and I feel like the third one didn't quite do for me personally what the second one did. Um, a lot of that could just be taste. But the third one on its own is a quality game. Like there is a lot of stuff going for it, especially some of the patches that they did kind of ironed out some issues. But it's a good open world game for just farting around and blowing up bridges and stuff. What's nice is if you do conquer a settlement and you really had a good time with that one because there was just a particular combination of things you had to blow up that looked really nice. You can reset the settlements after you've claimed them. So
Yeah,
like
okay.
when you beat the game or something, I think it's actually unlocked from the get-go. But anytime you want to redo those missions, you can just reset those particular bases and then just
Play
retake them.
around.
Yeah. So it lets you like, let's say if you did one and it didn't quite go as smoothly as you wanted, you can get a mulligan on it, you know. So, so yeah, no, it had some, but yeah, there's also a lot of progression unlocks with it that you'll need patience for, because like things like just fine tuning your aiming and stuff like that, you have to unlock those abilities through challenge missions.
Mhm.
Once you unlock some of those abilities, the mobility does get a lot better, and your character feels a little bit more powerful. But the out of the box Rico Rodriguez is a little nerfed, and it takes a lot of hard work and a little bit of grinding to get them to a level that feels superhero-ish that they should feel. So
To get to Radical Rico.
Radical Rico, exactly. But yeah,
Yeah. Now on this topic, then I'm not sure how many more days. I think it goes until July 4th,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, on
yeah.
the sale. So still like lots of legs left. Is there a game you guys would love to see go on sale? Yeah.
If it's not on sale already, I would recommend Kerbal. So the
Kerbal.
Kerbal Space
Oh, the
Program.
space.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a really fun one, not only for yourself, but I've played it with my son that didn't quite understand it at the time, but just to build a rocket that he could kind of slap together, and it's got like a little creative mode where nothing costs any money. You can
Okay.
just go for it and try and launch it, see if it gets into space, which is kind of cool. And then it's got kind of a season mode or survival mode where things do cost money. You have to invest in research. You have to get up into an orbit. You have to expand into the solar system. So it's a really kind of neat game that's very physics based. I guess they've got a lot of that stuff down or really lifelike. So I've burned up in the atmosphere a couple times. So,
I
but it's a good
I
one.
killed a couple Kerbals in my day.
Yeah,
All
and
for a sign.
the characters are little cute guys, so it's really kid friendly, like no
Not as
blood or anything.
horrifying when they
So
die.
no, I know they just float in outer space with this like surprised look on their face, so
You just
it's
make
pretty
sure you
cool.
don't let your kids name them or get too
You know,
attached.
Yeah.
they're already
Really cool
pre-named.
fish.
They're already pre-named. You're good. You can say goodbye to Kerbin.
Bob is not going to come back. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's
We
done.
have enough fuel to get to Mars. We do not have enough fuel to come home.
Yeah, it's a good one
I'm a
though.
rocket man. Gavin, yourself? Anything
Um,
come to mind?
I can't really think of anything for myself personally that I'm keeping an eye out for. Um, but as far as ones that I would recommend, like some of my favorite Steam games of the past, I really enjoyed Hotline Miami. Um,
Yes.
that's a really fun one, and it's really nice with the mouse and keyboard.
The music is amazing
the
on that one
the
too.
soundtrack on that. Yeah, if you
Yeah.
buy the game, make sure you get the version with the soundtrack included because the soundtrack is stellar, absolutely
Yeah.
stellar. FTL, I've always really enjoyed.
Oh God, yeah.
Very punishing, but very great. Um, some other myself personally, I'm probably going to be picking up Firewatch. There was also a couple that I've been thinking about getting, which is The Long Dark
Hmm.
and oh, can't can't put my finger on the other one. But both were kind of like these, like with Firewatch, these narrative sort of first-person exploration-based deals, and yeah, kind of contemplating the Dead Rising the Xbox One launch title one that they released on Steam, just because Dead Rising is fun at times, but I'd probably want to get it for a decent price because I probably
Yeah.
wouldn't beat it. I just smash things up for a bit, but they can be a little too wacky for my taste too. But and yeah, and then obviously highly recommend Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time. Not just because I know the people who made it, but because it is a fantastic game. They also recently uh, they've done an update for the game. Now it's 4-player compatible, which I really want to give a try.
Wow. That, if
And
we've ever had a call to action to stream a new dad game, that
yeah,
might just be it. Geez, three of us lovers in a dangerous space time. That'd be.
Chaos.
there you go.
That's what, and especially if we bring our wives into it. Like the rule is like it has to be two dads and two wives.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh God.
Two dads, two wives, and a bunch of divorces.
No, no. Here's what we
New
do:
dad gaming story.
we just have to get Jeff and his whole family.
Yeah, there we go.
No son. No, no, not that. That's an astronaut
No,
son.
and we've crashed.
Like, yep, exactly.
I would
Maybe
watch that.
Dad should drive.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping for. I'm hoping to find. I'd like to see Ori and the Blind Forest go on sale.
That looks beautiful.
Oh,
Yeah, that.
That game looks
also with
amazing.
that one, Ori and the Blind Forest just released a definitive edition. So I
Mm.
actually had to update my wish list on Steam because the old one that was on there is no longer available. But so it might not be part of the Steam sale this segment, but
Yeah, I feel like it almost would have by now because that'd be a big win, but doesn't seem like I don't get much of a feeling it's going to be, but I hope it is because that game been very interested in that one.
it might not be until the fall because of them just releasing this new collector's edition. They're going to want to kind of promote it for a little while longer, but I could see maybe in the fall it would go on sale.
Yeah, so keep your eyes on that.
Oh, Broforce, that's another one that I've been thinking about trying out.
That's funny.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun.
It is. It's got a lot of good characters in it.
See, I wish that was on mobile because to me again that's just where
Yeah.
for console gaming or no or gaming PC gaming sitting down at my computer and doing it. But I mean if on a subway like zip out a couple levels like I think that would fit much better. I
Yeah.
think I'd have a hard time on the computer with it.
Hmm.
That's just kind of my own hang up. Uh, that's a pretty good time for what we're going, though, gents. I would love to hear your beer picks for the week. And most prominently, I'm very excited to hear Jeff's, but we'll let him go last. Jeff participating in the new dad challenge of hard root beer, but we'll save it there for a second. I'm trying I'd literally heard it on a podcast and decided that I should try it. And then I saw it in the store and decided to try it. It's a type of beer called the Saison, of which I'd never heard of it before.
I don't know.
And like they were talking about it as if like clearly you know of Saison. It's just like I don't know that was a type of beer. So this thing, so it was at the LCBO. It's a Sunlight Park Saison from Left Field Brewery, and it's curious. It's very fruity, like very fruity. Like almost to I don't know if it actually is a wheat beer, but it's as if a normal beer is trying to be a wheat beer. Let's see. This tart and refreshing saison is brewed using malted wheat, honey malt, and 2 kilograms of grapefruit zest in every batch. Okay, so
There you go.
Oh,
that
yeah.
would do it.
Yeah.
There's
So
your
that's
problem.
so that's a problem.
Looks pretty
That-
large too. Like that's a
Yeah, it's-
large bottle.
That's a lot of
That's a
yeah.
great
That's a dedication to it.
That's a full grapefruit. I like
That's
how
a
you got through the neck, and you're already like, I'm not sure if I'm digging this.
Yeah.
It's
And then
That's
the
it's
rest of
definitely
the
gross.
people
loud.
No, I'm enjoying this. I've gone through it now. I've kind of filled up the second portion of it, and it's not a commentary on enjoying it as I continue to get drunker, but it's a bit more just like it's now that I know what to expect, and it's more towards a wheat beer. The grapefruit's kind of interesting, and especially as a summery thing, like a refreshing drink, like as you're out in the sun or out in the porch, like that is. I think this would be a fantastic beer.
Or you've drank enough of it that you don't care.
It's all gotten better.
Yeah.
This beer, this beer keeps getting better and better.
Influence your decision. This is great. I don't know.
Yeah. So Gavin, I don't know if you care to mention what you're drinking there.
Well, as I talked about earlier, my wife and I managed to go to a wedding with no responsibility of baby because baby was left with nanny and poppy. So I overindulged, um, wonderfully so. So I'm taking a few days off. But I thought I would partially hop on board with the whole root beer challenge, even though I've tried a boozy root beer and they are not for me. So I'm bound out of that category, but I do love a good root beer, and my personal favorite root beer is coincidentally called Dad's root beer. I used to drink this a lot when I was a kid because it would let me have a beer with my dad without being inappropriately served a full bottle of beer from my dad.
Just practicing. Nice.
Yeah, but there was something about it's just a really nice bottle of root beer. It's caramelly, it's smooth, it's easy to drink, and it's just kind of feels very soda shop-esque in its flavor. So yeah, I've always had a soft spot for this particular root beer. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind A&W if it's cold, and you know, never really been one for Barks. So
Mhm.
as far as root beers go, this is one of my go-tos. Um, and if I ever have a boozy root beer, it's pretty well just gonna be this with some rum. Uh, but yeah, that's what I'm drinking tonight. I highly recommend it. And even for, let's say, you dads out there who would like a bottle of something, just for the cathartic feel of holding a beer bottle shaped thing in your hand, highly recommend it. It's a good drink, and you can share it with your kids without CIS contacting you.
All right. So, dear Jeff, you took up the challenge this week. You are drinking a spiked or a
Hard
hard
root
root
beer.
beer.
Yes.
What is?
So
Walk us through it.
much searching to get a hard root beer. Like they are honestly hard to find.
A Nathan Drake like quest, if you will.
Yes. I've asked so many staff at a beer store, a liquor store, whatever, like, where is this? Where can I get it? It's a bet. I need to taste it. And it's the most popular thing. They can't keep it on the shelves. They can't keep it stocked enough. But eventually, one liquor store did have it. It's called Hard Root Beer Dusty Boots. And it tastes exactly like A&W root beer.
Just full
My
stop.
wife loves it.
Yeah, so she posted. I saw it on social media. She posted photos like this
Yep.
is trouble. As in, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
good.
It
We have
tastes.
a winner.
It just
Yeah.
tastes like pop.
That's why they're
It's
so
got some.
popular. Is that it's like there's all these people who are like, I really want to tie one on, but I hate the taste of alcohol.
Yeah, this will
And it's
do it.
like it's a Smirnoff effect,
Yeah.
and except it's not. It's
Oh
not
God,
Smirnoff.
Smirnoff Ice. Oh.
And how much masking are we talking about here? It's like I give you Gavin's. I think, hey, Jeff, try some root beers. I give you the dad's old fashioned, and I sneak this one in. Like, would you not be able to say it has alcohol in it? Is it
I
that
think
good?
you have a really tough time.
Wow,
Like
that is.
it is 6%, so it's in there somewhere.
Yeah, it's not even. That's not even a joke percent.
No, and
No,
it
it's
just
proper percent.
it actually tastes really good, but it tastes like root beer. So I don't see the beer in it. I might taste more like a mixed drink, like if you put hard liquor in it, that's kind of maybe the taste on the tail end of it. But no, it's like it's just a root beer. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you're drinking more than one of these, like you're just having. I feel bad just drinking more than one pop a day, let alone trying to do hard root beers. But no, it's really great. chilled. Again, my wife loves it. I don't know. We'll see.
You're gonna like keep showing up with these things because your wife will like load up your house with it and like, yeah, we don't have any
Yeah.
other.
She's
Or
the
it's
one
just gonna
buying
be
it all.
like we're gonna show up to the podcast and like, Jeff, what are you drinking tonight? Well, I did go to the fridge,
Yeah.
but my wife beat me
Another
to
one.
Yeah, see,
it.
so that's good. This is like
Next week I will
what a
bring,
positive note.
yeah,
Sorry,
Yeah.
Gavin, go ahead.
next week I will bring my beer alternative. Because I'm not doing this root beer stuff. But there is a nice little beer cocktail drink that Lowenbrau's done. That yeah, my wife and I both really enjoy over ice. It's nice and tart, not super beery or hoppy. So I'll bring
Beer cocktail. Like
kind of yeah.
you make it or it's
No.
sold.
It's in like a can. Open it, and it's only like
At the
about
wedding.
2.5% or something like that. So it's like half the alcohol content of regular beer. And yeah, no, it's good. It's just beer and lemonade basically. But it's
Yeah.
delicious.
Yeah, it's like that. Did you guys ever do the campaign where they're trying to sell it real hard one summer, where it was beer and ice your beer, smearing
Yeah.
off ice inside of beer?
Oh, I remember seeing the posters for that.
Yeah, they were really trying to make that happen. It's just
Yeah.
it's like smearing off. No. It's like,
No. They obviously have a target.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Mm-mm.
so the next dad challenge. No.
Oh God, no.
You're icing your face. No. We'll get back to some good beer picks, but
Yeah.
that was a fun diversion, and it ended on a positive note. I did not expect that.
Yeah, no. Surprisingly, I would have. I don't know. From your last experience of the awful, this one's not too bad.
I feel in some ways I feel bad about it because it's just I wouldn't like there's some delicious ciders, right?
Yeah.
Like really great
for
cider. Cider's a great drink.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily trust a Mad Jack cider. Like I think I've never tried it, so I can't say definitively. But I suspect Mad Jack apple cider's probably a bit on the sugary, like energy drink side.
Yeah.
It's gonna
So-
taste like Jolly Rancher.
Yeah, that'd be a perfect way to say it. So when I picked up their version of root beer, well, I didn't have a lot of hopes. I was hoping for a bit something more quote unquote artisanal.
Mhm.
So it's like the best of this category, which I think you found more aptly. So
Yeah.
it's something too, like you said, like I love root beer, delicious drink. If you wanted to change it up and really enjoy it, not necessarily have a beer, sounds like it could be an option.
It's
So
like buying a spiked cola, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
It's like that's what the mix is for.
Yeah.
Like that's what we put it in for. It's like buying spiked ginger ale. It's like, well, that's the rye and ginger. That's what it is. And make it all the time.
One note I will say: this one, the Dusty Boots one, comes in a 6-pack only.
Ooh,
So you need to buy 6. So if
Oh.
you don't like it, you're screwed.
there you go.
you don't like it 6 times. So
Yeah.
That's a very good note. So buyer beware.
Yes.
yeah, well, it sounds like a winner. It just sounds like it tastes like root beer.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Mission
Beautiful.
accomplished.
Good work, new dads. Now back to parenting.
Oh.
Everyone, this has been New Dad Gaming. We do this podcast weekly. You can find us on our website at newdadgaming.com. Please reach out to us if you have any show notes, ideas, or questions for us to cover. You can subscribe to the podcast on iTunes and other podcasting services, as well as here on YouTube. Again, we do this weekly, and thank you so much for listening. My name is Trevor, and I have a 1-year-old.
My name is Gavin. I have a 10-month-old.
And I'm Jeff. I got a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old.
One of them. Bye, guys.
See ya.
Good night.